tutti, bentornati sul mio canale, oppure benvenuti, sono Katie e stamattina sono emozionata per il formaggio, la mozzarella. E con me stamattina ho il mio amico Andrea.
Hi there.
Andrea is from this town that I live in, Brining. You've grown here your whole life, right?
Yeah.
Here's how things work in a small town. I was like, I wanna get behind the scenes of the best mozzarella in town. Andrea's like, oh, I know. I know the people there.
Yeah, I know them. Their sister and father, so the whole family basically.
Yeah. So one reason I am so ridiculously excited about this is that this Caseificio, this cheese shop that we're going to, is my local cheese shop. I go here multiple times a week. I get my mozzarella for my pizzas that I make here. And I've always seen, you can kind of see through like a window, you can see them making the cheese in the back. And there's a door in the back too that I'll walk by like while I'm walking Kiro, and I see them making it. And I've always wondered like, how do I get access to this, to see how they make this mozzarella? I'm just so excited to get back there and to actually see up close what happens to make the most delicious mozzarella I've ever had in my entire life. And just to clarify, this is fior di latte, and if you had seen my previous video about the difference between fior di latte mozzarella and mozzarella di bufala, buffalo mozzarella, you'll know that distinction. On average, to make 1 kilogram of mozzarella requires around 10 kilograms of curd, and that's about 10 liters of milk. I'm so excited to see how they make it. I'm so excited. This video is dedicated to CJ, one of my amazing patrons in my Patreon community, the Quirky Club. CJ loves seeing how things are made, the processes of things, and there's nothing cooler to me than seeing milk become cheese, than seeing mozzarella made in front of your very eyes. So CJ, this goes out to you. Thanks for being a member of the Quirky Club. So the process of making mozzarella cheese happens like this. It all begins with milk that is heated in a big vat. And then once you get it to the temperature it needs to be, you're gonna add some rennet. This is enzymes that coagulate the milk. 20 minutes later, they come back and check it. Then they break it up and stir it together with this big basket whisk type of thing. And then they leave it for another 20 minutes. This strengthens the proteins in those curds. So then they let it sit. And this is when the whey and the curds separate. Then they remove the curd and they break it into small pieces again. And then they add the hot water. This is 95, 96 degrees Celsius. That's like 203 degrees Fahrenheit.
In this pool, the mozzarella get like the last step and they chill out. Like the rest in cold water and then they're ready to eat.
So the head cheese maker is here adding the water with his hands that like are so strong they can handle it. My hands could not handle it. And they're stretching the curd with the hot water by hand. This is a part of making mozzarella artisanally. And, if the mozzarella breaks, if the curds break, then that's a sign that it needs to rest longer. So you'll see him testing it a bit before he goes in to really make all of these balls of mozzarella. It's almost like when you make bread and you do the window pane test on your dough to see if the proteins are strengthened. Same thing with making mozzarella. So why is such hot water used to make mozzarella? Well, it needs to be that hot because the heat uncoils the proteins and turns them into long strands, which are then repeatedly compressed and stretched as you see him doing here. And this forces the strands to line up. And that is what creates that famous stringy consistency. It's almost taffy like elasticity watching them pull this mozzarella. And this is due to its pH, which is less acidic than, say, a cheddar cheese. It tastes less acidic than cheddar, right? And it therefore retains more calcium, which is the glue that holds the proteins together. I hope you all are enjoying my sciencey nerding out here. Another reason that the acidity of the milk is important and why it should only be slightly acidic is that if it's too acidic, it will actually break down the calcium structure, making it really hard to stretch. So stretch curd, also called pulled curd. Mozzarella is an example of that. Another is scamorza and caciocavallo, some of my other favorite Italian cheeses. And so when mozzarella is melted, the stretching causes the proteins to line up, and when heat is applied to it, the strands then loosen and flow in the same direction, which we've all seen a million times, #food porn. Once these balls are made, then they're put into a brine of water and salt. And most places have their own secret brine, but it's basically just water and salt. This is amazing. It does not get fresher. This is the freshest mozzarella. Oh, wow. That's incredible. This is amazing. As some of you know, I have worked in cheese shops before. I have made cheese, as you would know if you got my book, Cheese, Wine, and Bread. So this process is familiar to me. What's something that strikes you in watching this?
It's like how quickly, like from something that's so irregular and unshaped.
It's incredible.
Like, because they're so good at doing that. Like probably if I make that,
yeah,
it would take like
twice as long.
Yeah.
Yeah. After watching them make this, I want to eat it like an apple. Is that weird? You can see my lipstick on this. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite ways to eat this, a tomato. Sliced, layered with this amazing fior di latte, a little extra virgin olive oil, a little basil, a little salt, and basta. Sono contenta. Sono felicissima. Thank you so much, Andrea. That was so much fun. Thank you to the Quirky Club, and everyone, don't forget to keep it quirky. Ciao.
Ciao.